On Wednesday, 2nd February 2022, Chief Minister of Meghalaya CONRAD SANGMA had inaugurated the Shillong Technology Park at UMSAWLI, Shillong, in the presence of IT Minister HAMLETSON DOHLING, Meghalaya Chief Secretary Rebecca V. SUCHIANG, PHE Minister RENIKTON TONGKHAR, other government officials besides others. Speaking during the occasion, CONRAD SANGMA said that the setting up of the ITES Park in Shillong is iconic and will also be a source of employment to over 5,000 young people of the state.
This is iconic, and I should say, if I may not be using very strong words, but a very important phase in the IT sector when it comes to our state of Meghalaya. And the reason I say this is because this is something that I personally have been looking forward to and thinking about for the past 12 years, 13 years now. And this is something that people have been talking about for the past 20 years. And every time you read a proposal or a report from NASSCOM, they will always say and talk about the human resource that the Northeast has and the potential that the Northeast has in terms of the ITES sector. And so, to be very, very frank and blunt with you, we are actually 20 years behind. This should have happened 20 years back. And we would have been able to take a huge advantage of it. But nonetheless, it's never too late. We realize that in the IT sector, the fact that the human resource is a very, very obviously critical part. All companies would like to ensure that they are able to connect and get the manpower at a much more larger scale and at a reasonable cost. And that is where this IT park plays an important role. So we have all our individuals, our youth going to Bangalore, to Bombay, and to other large metros where the cost of living is much higher, where the real estate cost is much higher, and obviously it leads to the employment aspect also creating and becoming higher. So therefore, this coming into the picture is going to help most of the companies cut their cost by a huge amount. So that's the number one factor that we have to remember. The second factor why this is important is because this location here will allow the companies to have a plug-and-play model. Now we have to realize that companies don't have time to spend a year or 2 years to build up their building and create the infrastructure and then start the project. They need ready-made infrastructure. They need to be able to start tomorrow because they get their contract for 6 months, for 1 year, and therefore a place where they can come in and plug and play is ideal for them. And therefore this setup and the infrastructure here is ideal for companies who desire to have a plug and play model because they can come and set up their shop tomorrow and they can finish a contract for 2 months and they just plug out and they can leave. And this is the kind of model that's developing throughout the world today, simply because there are contracts that are there that last for a few months or years, and the IT companies don't have the time or the resources to invest. So that's the second point which is very, very important out here.
IT Minister HAMLETSON DOHLING said that setting up of the ITES project in the state was initially thought to be an incomplete one. However, through the course of discussions, a commitment was made to make the project a success.
When we call for tender, there's apprehension and a big talk in town that this project will bring another scam in the government. This project will be an incomplete project in the government. People did talk about this project. Yes, people have the right to talk about all this because they have seen so many incomplete projects in the state. They have seen the Kurburu Hotel for the decade, it has not been completed up till now. The Shillong Municipal complex still pending, NIT SORA still pending, and so on. People have the right to talk up when they see all these incomplete projects.